Good evening and welcome to the June 27th, 2022 meeting for the Redevelopment Commission, Speedway, Indiana. With me tonight is our Vice President, Rhonda Schwartz, our Secretary, Sean Harold, our member, Adam Young, and our school liaison, Eric Roseborough. Also, our acting economic director tonight is our town manager, Grant Kleinhens. Although we have some exciting information and news to share with you all, that we'll do that with our director's report. And also in attendance is our executive assistant, Eder Lopez. So I have confirmed that we have a quorum and proper notice was given for our meeting this evening. We don't have any public attendees tonight, but did we receive any public comment via email?
Nothing.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to the consent of the regular session meeting minutes for May 23rd. Those were previously distributed. Do you have any other comments or edits on those?
No.
All right. Seeing none, we'll approve those as submitted. Next on the agenda is our approval of claims and expenses. Grant, is there any hot button items this
Sure, I'll cover a couple of these. The claims are in the total amount of $78,099.24. A couple of the larger ones, we had some legal expenses with Drury Simmons Vornum, who is our legal counsel for the Wilshaw project. This actually represents a couple of months, May and in June, so about $7,700 there. First Engineering Group, who is our engineer for the 10th and Castle project, invoiced us for about $2,000 worth of work that they completed, and then we also paid them to pay the contractor for the project, Hoosier. So that's in the amount of $51,727. We also had some work we paid for Globe Asphalt at 4735 West 16th for the parking lot. And then we had a couple of unpaid tax bills for properties that we have control of. Those are there in the amount of about $1,200. You'll also notice there is a bill there from Taylor, Chad, Minute, and Schneider. That is our legal counsel for the Reagan Outdoor Advertising issue on the property that we purchased, the former Logan's Tavern. The summary judgment came out in our favor, which means the advertising company did not have a right to buy that prior to us. So we've purchased that property. The judge, he hasn't written an opinion, but that was put out in the court record. So what that means is that we are free to do with that property as we see fit. There is a lease, I think, with nearly 3 years remaining for that billboard. Once that is free and clear, the SRC can do with that property whatever we want. If we want to sell it, redevelop it, etc.
Quick question. Do you know if we're able to get back any of these legal fees on this?
Probably not. Yeah, probably not. I wish that's the way it worked, but it's not the way the legal system works. So those are the major expenses. There's a whole bunch of other types of expenses, but those were the major ones. So
Right.
I'll answer any questions that you might have, or try to.
Mm-hmm. Any questions for Grant? All right. I will entertain a motion then for the approval of the claims and expenses as submitted.
I make a motion that we approve the claims and expenses as submitted.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the claims and expenses, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 4-0. All right, next on the agenda is our director's report.
I'll save that good piece of information to very last,
Sounds good.
just to drag it out. I did ask Brian to show some pictures, so we've got, I think, 7 or 8 pictures that we can go ahead and put those up, Brian. There we go. So just a summary of some of the ongoing projects around town. This is a picture of Freddy's. This opened in May. They were open in time for the race. I think they did a roaring business. The property is still under construction somewhat. You'll notice the grass is a little bit long. These pictures were taken today, and then there's some debris around, but they are getting there. That actually abuts up next to the road, the picture that is inside the development. So, but I think the building looks great. I think it's important to remember they were trying to not get out of, that's a bad way of saying it, but there was some confusion about what the logo and the different signage was supposed to look like. We held our position and said, this is what you submitted, this is what needs to be done. And I think the building looks really, really nice.
Every time I drive by, there's a line at the drive-through,
yeah.
so.
Wrapped around.
So it's working out pretty well. So the next picture, Brian, this is a picture of the Hampton Inn. Obviously looks like a hotel now. So those concrete walls have been put up. They've started internal construction. It's moving right along. My guess is that they will be ready to open by the end of the year. But you just never know. Construction
Yeah.
can be challenging.
It'd be a good time for families coming to visit.
Yeah, it would absolutely over the
Holidays, that'd be
holidays. But remember, this is not only a hotel, but it's a conference center. So it's a new thing that we don't have now, where large groups can meet, conventions potentially could rent that out. So I think it'll be a great thing for our economic development. The next picture. So this is the Valvoline site. They actually have started work. They broke ground, got all their permit. You can see the construction fence is up, as well as the black silt fence. So they're making progress. My guess is that is not going to be open until early next year. They probably will get the building up and kind of under roof, and then finish out the work over the winter and maybe open in the spring. But I don't know that for sure. The next picture, we're going to transition over to the new parking lot that we earlier talked about. So this is the parking lot on 16th Street. The SRC agreed to build this lot. Parking was available during the race. It was not the finished coat of asphalt. It was still kind of in the base asphalt, but it worked out fine. It had temporary striping. We didn't have any issues. The picture here that I've identified, this is those gate arms. That's where they will be located. So we had those pedestal pads poured, and now we're just waiting on those gate arms to show up. We were told it should be by the end of this month, but end of the month is just on Friday. So who knows? But I think it'll look good. They'll work well. And once again, remember, we ordered the option where staff, police, Rob Wetnight down at the street garage can access that via a phone to raise it, lower it, just in case we forgot, or I could only imagine the different scenarios where that would be useful. With all the parking we do, we thought it was important. Also remember, this will serve as an overflow or valet parking for the Wilshaw Hotel. I think the next picture, Brian, is a look at I think the parking lot looks good. The landscaping is installed. Definitely a big improvement over what was there. But it wasn't without its problems. Remember, the change order tonight on the agenda does have about $28,000 of increases. Some of that was due to the poor subsurface. They had to overdig that. Concrete prices, trucking, all kind of went up over the past 6 months. This project was bid in the fall and held over to the winter and was constructed this year at higher prices.
Yeah,
So-
I think this turned out really well and is a good standard to set for parking in that area.
Yeah, I think it looks great. Frankly, I think the three major lots that the SRC owns all look very good. The Zellman lot, this lot, and then what do we call the barbecue and bourbon?
We'll think of a good name.
1426, but
1426. The
we
lot
need a
between
better
barbecue
one.
and bourbon and.
Yeah, we need a better one.
Unity, what do you want to name it?
Yeah, right. And with that mural, I think it looks really
Oh, yeah.
great. So the next picture, Brian, please. So this is a picture of the 1300 block project still in process. They are shooting for opening late this fall. But you can see it's taking shape. Exterior brick has been done. Windows have been installed. The condos on the second and third floor are making great progress. So I think it looks great. When you drive down this block, it is really a different look and feel than what it was before. We hope that this trend continues. There's a couple of other blocks, not many. We've redeveloped a lot, but there's a couple of other blocks I think could receive a similar treatment, bring more activity to the downtown, and kind of meet the goal that we all have of improving economic development in the community. So looking really good. The final picture is the Borage project, still under construction. This is at the corner of 16th Street and Lyndhurst, the former location of the pizza that has been torn down and removed. As you know, I think we shared, they hit the underground storage tank that was there. It wasn't like they spilled diesel fuel. It was filled with sand and water. But because it was pierced and affected, there had to be remediation efforts. That threw them back by about 4 months. So they had hoped to be open this fall. My guess is it's going to be early next year.
I did see that the pit that was excavated has been filled in.
It has.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
And you can kind of see that, but
a sign of hope.
yeah, this is taken from across the street. So definitely, it will be a great project, I think. It really fits that community, little neighborhood community there. I think it'll serve the area great, be another off Main Street opportunity for people to have a croissant and a coffee in the morning. I think it'll be a great, hopefully people support it, and it does very well. They also are in the process of finalizing their liquor license for the location there. I know one of the bills on there was for Bose McKinney. They do some of our liquor license reviews and discussions, so they had some time into that one as well as another one. So that's, I'm sorry, I almost forgot. The final item of my director's report, and I feel bad, if you guys want to share this, you can go ahead and share it. But we did finally hire an economic development director to replace Tim Gropp. We made that offer over the past week, and it was accepted on Friday. Our new director is coming to us from the town of Plainfield, Todd Cook. He has nearly 35 years worth of experience in various areas, all associated with economic development. He's been with the Indy Chamber, the Indiana Economic Development Corp., as well as a couple other downtown Indy and other organizations. So his knowledge and breadth of knowledge, I think, will be very beneficial for us. He actually also, as part of one of his, and it was listed, I meant to highlight this, as when he worked with Star Real Estate, he helped the town start the process of the speed zone. So I thought that was pretty interesting. That was unique. We talked about that during that interview process. But I think Todd will be a great addition to our team. I know he's done some great things in Plainfield. Plainfield is a different community. We don't have as many green space, undeveloped properties, so he's going to have to focus on the redevelopment side. We've also, I know you guys met recently to talk about goals and objectives. Some of those will be, communication and better dealing with our existing business community. So I'm looking forward to that. He starts on July the 18th. So about 3 weeks from today, right? Isn't that what it is? 3 weeks from today.
Can't wait. We're really excited to welcome him, and I just want to thank all the SRC and the town council and Grant and Jacob for taking the time to really be diligent about who we interviewed and what we want to see for this position. And I think we have a really great new director to welcome. But besides all the experience that he has, also, we just really enjoyed his love of racing as well. So I think he's going to really like being a part of our community. But any other opinions or things that stood out from
starting?
Excited.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. That's all I have. So.
All right. Next on our agenda for new business is change order number 1 with Globe Asphalt for the beautiful parking lot we were just looking at.
So I already kind of mentioned some of these items, but if you'll look at your document, the actual change order itself, this change order is in the amount of $28,871.25. I always laugh when it's, but that's what it is, right? Somebody ran the numbers and an accountant put that together. They actually have, and the original contract was $369,147. It will now increase to $398,019. And the 3 items that caused that, they are listed, and there's attached justification sheets put together by Veritas, which is our third-party inspector. Increase in trucking costs, $931. 2022 hot mix asphalt increase, HMA 42.35 and 25 cents. And then the undercut, which if you remember, I mentioned to you guys several times, the town installed a storm sewer through basically that entire parking lot, extending from the downtown out kind of east of that area over to the creek to drain Main Street. When that was backfilled, it was backfilled with a very sandy material. I think when it was done, everybody thought that would be fine. I think the vision for this area, that fit in. I don't know. I wasn't here. But because it was not necessarily stable, there was concern about that. We would put this beautiful asphalt parking lot in, and in 3 or 4 years, we'd have it failing. So we had to underdig that, overdig it, make sure that sand was out, and then replace that with good, clean fill that would compact. So I think they did a good job of that. That was $23,705. So you can see that's about 80% of the change order. But in that amount, $28,871 and 25 cents, staff would recommend that. We feel like it is important, and we needed to do that thing the right way to avoid cost in the future, probably more than that.
Any questions for Grant?
No, I don't have any.
No questions.
I'll entertain a motion to accept the change order.
I'll make a motion that we accept the change order number 1 with Globe Asphalt for the 16th Street parking lot.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving change order number 1 with Globe Asphalt, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes 4-0. And then next up is the pay request for the same lot?
Yes. So this is simply the pay request for the project as it has progressed. The pay request is in the amount of $322,984.12. There has been retainage withheld from the project. That's very standard. Typically, that's about 10%. That's in the amount of $35,887.13. So that will be held by the town until the project is fully completed, inspected, passes muster, and our engineer says we can pay that. That leaves a balance of about $75,000 on the project yet to be billed and paid. So with that, we recommend the payment of this $322,984 and 12 cent invoice or payment application.
There is a payment to Globe on the expenses for the month. What was?
That was for the concrete and them helping get that concrete island that we showed
Okay.
you. They had a couple, like an hour in that for one person, just to make sure what we were doing wasn't going to tear up or damage.
Gotcha.
That's what it was. I didn't explain that well enough in that invoice section.
All right, any other questions? All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve the pay request number 1 for the 16th Street lot.
I'll make a motion to approve the pay request number 1 for the 16th Street lot.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving pay request number 1, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes 4-0. There is no old business on the agenda tonight.
I did want to give you one update on the TIF reinstatement because I know you had sent an email about that. That contract has been signed and sent to them. They decided they wanted to hold off until that new director came, and I was okay with that. Frankly, we're in the middle of budgets. So my guess is when Todd starts in mid-July, that will be one of the first things that he works on with them to get that restated, the economic development plan reapproved. That has to go not only to the SRC, but has to go to the council. There will be a couple of public hearings on that as well. So it'll be about a 3-month process.
Great.
Shouldn't encounter any problems, but it will take 3 months to notice and get through the work and do those kind of things. So,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I myself have not been through it yet, so I think it'll be
Yeah.
a good exercise for us.
well, one of the things that's important, and an important part of that is reassessing all the projects that have been identified. The ones that have been completed can be removed. Maybe things have changed and we don't want to do some of the ones we've identified, or we may have new ones. So that's the time to come forward, have those discussions, put those in the plan so that we can move forward over the next, 15 years and get those projects accomplished.
All right, any upcoming announcements or events to share with the community?
I don't have any.
4th of July is coming up, so enjoy and be safe, fireworks and things like that, so fun stuff.
All right, well, thanks everyone, and we'll adjourn the meeting at 6:20.